Okay.
I don't know, man. Like everyone in that game just kind of looked like a bot. I would either say gold or verse AI. It's one or the other.
Oh my god. I've never seen anyone be so bad against my SR before. Okay. So just before we hit play here, you're gonna play Brigitte on Anubis, but
Oh wait, you gotta go to 118.16.
118.16. 118.
It's Brigitte on King's Row.
Oh, on King's Row. So a good Brigitte map then.
It's a good Brigitte map with a good Brigitte comp versus another like mirror comp.
So give me like the 15-second Cole's Note overview of what happens in this game and why you think it's going to be interesting for us to look at.
So it goes both ways a lot. Our first defense is really, really bad. So there's like, I fuck up a lot. Like there's a lot of fuck ups, and then there's also a lot of plays. So I feel like it's worthwhile to describe like both the fuck ups and the plays.
Okay.
Like being proactive, because being proactive with Brigitte is one of the more difficult aspects of playing her, in my opinion, because it's really easy to just go like no brain, just stand with your team and swing your mace and then shield bash on cooldown. And that'll get you to like master. But hey, I mean, if you want to go a little higher than that, there's more you can do.
Okay, so I'm going to hit play, and if I see something I want to ask, I'll just pause. But if you see something you want to talk about, let me know, and we'll talk about it.
I'll try to point out nuances that might be lesser known.
Okay. So why are you starting on the high ground here instead of with your tank?
Because I'm dicking around. I drop right away.
I was like 900 IQ strat already?
I was like reading chat, just like brainless.
Fair enough.
So, okay, so pause right there. So what I did there is the most consistent way to proc your Inspire.
Proc.
So...
Proc?
Proc. Activate. Proclamate. It might be an MMO word. Proc? Has anyone heard the word proc before? PROC? Am I crazy?
I've never.
See, your chat thinks you're an idiot. I'm the correct one.
I've never heard that term before. I've never played WoW though, so.
I learned it from Diablo.
I've never played Diablo either.
I mean, it works here. Like it's like the activation of an ability that's based on like doing something. Or it's like activating something. Like if you have you ever played Hearthstone?
Yes.
So like if you had an explosive trap and they attack your face, they just procced your secret.
I've never heard that term before. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to rewind and we're going to look at that again.
Okay.
So this is the best way for you to proc the Inspire. So activate your Inspire, right? Because you need to hit something with one of your abilities to activate your Inspire.
You need to do damage, right?
You need to
Which is another thing. I've seen people ask, like, does Bash and does Whip Shot activate it? And yes, they do. All you need to do is do damage with Brigitte. You smack them, you whip them, or you bash them. They all activate it. So right here, instead of so it's very common to just like, oh, it's a Reinhardt without a Zarya bubble, I'm gonna bash them. But if you bash that Reinhardt, you now have no mobility, and if there's a Brigitte right behind that Reinhardt, you are dead now. So that's like the fastest way you can feed with Brigitte. So instead, what I like to do a lot as like an opener to a team fight is I walk up to the Reinhardt's face, I smack them with whip, and then I shield bash away from them. So I use shield bash a lot for mobility. Less, like I would say its majority use is mobility, more so than stunning people. So yeah, that's basically it. I go for a smack and then I bash away because it activates my Inspire right away, and I don't put myself at risk at all.
XQC is the Reinhardt on the other team. Is that?
He's the Zarya actually.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if you want to pause.
So my Reinhardt big feeds because he doesn't have his shield up and he just gets bursted by. So right here I'm just bullying their Rein, because he's separated from his team, and I can't really get punished. Their Hanzo is flanking, as you can see, so like I wasn't taking any immediate pressure from him. I started to get pressured by Zarya and Zen, so I'm forced to back off and just shield myself out. So I play really safe and passive here. Basically just to stay alive, just shield myself to safety.
Chat's just so happy XQC is in this game. You also, when you used your healing pack on the Reinhardt, you overhealed him, so you gave him 75 armor instead of the 150. Which is like, which do you prefer? Do you prefer healing the Reinhardt up after he's taken some damage, or do you like giving them the extra, the 75 extra armor?
Okay, so this is very, very, very situational. So there's a lot. I honestly think her E ability to heal teammates is one of her more complicated, game sense abilities in her entire kit, is knowing how to properly use her E. And it's extremely common for people to just sort of E on cooldown and E people that they think needs health or armor. But there's I put a lot more thought into my E's. So right there, I was 100% sure that my Ryan was about to take damage, and he was missing around 70-ish health, which means I'm getting essentially full value out of E'ing him. And I get the cooldown right away. I could technically wait for him to take the full 150 damage, because by waiting for them to take the 150 damage, when I heal them, I get the extra ult charge from the 75.
And you don't get ult charge from overhealing.
Right. So you don't get ult charge when you give people armor, and you feed the enemy team ult charge because they can damage that armor and they get ult charge from it. So you have to be really cautious about overhealing people. In that situation, though, I knew he was getting the extra armor, and I knew I was going to need my E much faster because they were just being really, really aggressive. So I figured kind of screw it on the extra healing charge. And he's going to take a Reinhardt swing, so the armor is going to be used right away. But then he drops his shield and he gets exploded, so it didn't really make a big difference.
Yeah,
okay, right there. So this is another huge mechanic about playing Brigitte that's a really small thing that most people don't know. So I turned to block that Zarya right click, which is a really, really, really important aspect of playing Brigitte versus explosive projectiles. So Pharaoh rockets, Junkrat nades, Zarya right clicks, you want to position your shield to block the full hit. So so I actually fucked up there.
I saw you, but you did consciously try and block Zarya's right click.
I tried to block it directly. Every time you see projectiles coming at you, you do not want to avoid them. You want them to hit you square in the shield, because her shield is not big enough to block any type of splash damage, whatsoever. If they hit the ground anywhere around you, they will damage you. So if you can put yourself at an angle to just let it hit you square in the middle of the shield, that's the most consistent way to prevent the splash damage from hitting you. In some situations, if they hit the edge of your shield, you'll still get damaged by the splash damage. Her shield is a really, really weird. I think it's weird. I don't think it's consistent. Another fun fact is if you jump while you're using your shield, your feet are exposed, which means Earth Shatters and Diva Bombs will both kill you. If you jump, you cannot block Diva Bombs and Earth Shatters.
even a Diva Bomb on flat ground will kill you if you jump with shield up?
Correct.
I didn't know that.
Even if you're slightly on a decline as well, where you'd think oh, so the angle must protect my feet. It's it's a very strange mechanic that it just goes through it and it'll kill you. So a big rule of thumb is if you're getting spammed or you're trying to block something, don't be jumping, because it's almost like your shield becomes smaller.
Does it matter if you look up or down?
Not for blocking things that are going to hit your feet, because your feet are the most exposed thing. If there's a Diva Bomb over your head, then you want to look up.
But for actually if it's preventing over your head, feet, looking down doesn't shield it?
No, looking down does not lower the shield.
Interesting.
It doesn't change the angle. Looking up will angle it upwards, but if a Diva Bomb is in the air, I'm pretty sure it covers enough surface area that you won't block it anyways. So another neat mechanic. I don't know how often I do it in this game, because this was a little bit earlier than I learned the mechanic. If you bash and then you immediately drop shield and press spacebar and hop at the end of the bash, you'll carry the momentum and you'll go a little bit further. A lot of people don't know that that's actually 100% true. That is 100% true.
So it's basically like shield hopping, but with shield bash hopping? Is that what you're saying? So
It's like Moira Fade. It's just like Moira Fade,
So
except
the
it's a
same
lot less
momentum
forgiving.
kind of bug or trick for all their heroes also works on Brigitte.
Correct, but the window is much smaller, and you have to be on the ground when you shield bash.
Okay.
So it's something that takes practice. Like it's not like Moira Fade where it's like, oh yeah, I press shift and I hop and then I'm like 200 miles further. It's like you go a couple extra feet.
Oh my God.
So right there, I saw my own dragon, and then I couldn't see the enemy team's dragon through my dragon. So I got super dragon.
You got super
I kind of just lost
dragon.
track of what was happening, and I got greedy, swinging into the grab.
Popped rally and lost it.
See the dragon. I was inside my own dragon. Their dragon went through our dragon.
It's so funny hearing you bitch about that.
Fuck.
Oh, wait, what?
Boreum's in this game too. Shit, there's a lot of big names in this game.
What's your So the other game, is like 4 owl players on both teams. But I don't know. It's a very short game on Ilios, and I didn't think it was like it's not as good as this game because this game shows a lot of proactiveness. So that's knowing that Reinhardt's overextended. You bash. So one of my biggest rules for bashing is like you don't bash someone unless you're getting something out of it. And if you're not getting something out of it, your
And
bash
what do you mean
is
by
better
getting
used.
something out of it?
Either
kill?
like a worthwhile amount of ult charge, B, a follow-up whip shot that actually puts them out of position, not just to whip shot them to do damage, but to put them out of position, just like that Reinhardt got put out of position. Or you bash to like finish them off to ensure a kill, or you bash to deny an ability. Like all those bashes like kind of did something in the last sort of 20 seconds versus just sort of bashing and smacking someone. Like that doesn't really do anything. It gives you a little bit of ult charge and it annoys them, but it doesn't like put your team further.
And
into
when
winning.
you had the Rhine and the Brigitte there, I noticed you bashed the Rhine and then whip shotted him away so that you could get the Brig, because the Brig had already used her shield bash. So you kind of separated the two of them to punish the Brigitte.
Okay, so I've got another really big mechanic. If you pause real quick.
Sure.
So I see a lot of Brigittes like to bash, smack, whip shot anybody that they bash.
That's the normal combo, is it not?
That is the normal combo, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, especially when you're going to finish someone off. But there is something wrong doing that when you're trying to put someone out of position. A lot of people whip shot people at the end of a shield bash to misposition them, but people are greedy and like to get an extra smack in because they can. And because like you can get an extra smack in, like you will still be able to whip shot them. However,
They'll
if
come
you're
out of
trying
the
to
stun earlier and be able to like press
Right.
W, so they actually
So-
regain control of their movement.
Right. So if you bash and you whip shot them, they almost go twice the distance as if you bash, whack, whip shot them. Because by the time you whip shot them, they have control of their keyboard and they can just hold W and they won't get knocked as far.
That's actually pretty smart.
So when you're trying to knock a Zarya or a Reinhardt away, the extra 30 damage is not worth it, and it's better to just catapult them across the map. So yeah.
Neat. I didn't think about that. I honestly haven't played a lot of Brigitte, so see ya. Now here,
So this is a super shitty rally. So I mean, like best case scenario, you're like communicating with your team, like everybody group up, let's rally. But then everybody was like all separated, so I kind of panicked, and I had to choose either Zarya or Zen. And in my
your
opinion,
Zen-
Zarya is a much more valuable armor like shield up target because it allows your Zarya to be more aggressive on the enemy team Zarya, and you build grabs faster, which is higher impact than Transcendence in the current meta.
So explain this to me. You've just rallied, you gave it to your tanks, your Zen didn't get him, and then what the fuck are you doing here?
I'm on a mission. So I like to just do random shit because like it's fun and like occasionally it works. I'm pretty sure this is an example of it not working, but it's like fuck it. I just gave my team armor, like they can fend for themselves, they can fuck off. So I'm going to YOLO and go into their back line and try and just insta kill someone with my combo basically.
Okay.
That was my
who
whole
are you
idea.
aiming for? Zen? Because the Mercy's
Zen
dead.
or Hanzo, and you'll see that it almost works.
Boy, I'm on a mission. I'm going to say that anytime I do stupid shit on my stream. That's going to be my excuse from now. I'm on a mission.
So I was too far to bash the Hanzo out of his ult, and then
that would have worked.
The Zenyatta had armor, so he could trance out of that combo. But I technically forced trance. You could say, I'm
yeah, that wasn't that bad. The mission worked out. Mission success.
So yeah, so
you're still on this mission.
Yep, I'm on a mission. The key here is to not feed. A lot of people when they're out of position are like, oh fuck, well I guess I'm just like dead. So I fucked that up by like not falling off properly.
So the key is to not feed. Okay.
When you're on a mission, when you commit to a mission, you commit.
God's
you don't
plan.
just surrender
God's
and you
plan.
go do what you're supposed to do. You follow through and you go for the big play.
You commit to the positional mistake. You own that positional mistake.
You literally, yes. If you make a mistake, you don't just go, "Ah, fuck, I shouldn't be here," and then immediately go back. If going back means dying, then just stay there and sort of make something happen.
Is that only on Brigitte, or you do that on all heroes? Now you're
that's all heroes.
Yeah, but you're
That's
a tracer
all
player.
heroes.
You're a tracer that can. You're a character that usually play a character that can exist back there without.
Yeah,
much
but
support.
I do it on all heroes.
You do it
because
on
I'm not
all
a,
heroes
because
okay,
I'm
so
not a goddamn wuss.
You're not a pussy. Okay.
Have you ever
You're
seen me
allowed
play
to swear on
Reinhardt?
this
Have
channel,
you
by
ever
the way.
seen me play Reinhardt? I'm allowed to swear.
You are
Okay.
allowed to swear on this channel.
I'm not a butt licker.
Oh wow.
See that? Okay, so that's an example of the bash smack. He got stopped by the wall, so he didn't go as far.
You're
and
dead.
Then we lose this fight pretty quick. I technically could have shielded that shatter if I was better at the game. I'm not doing my bash jumps properly yet. I was still a young pup in this game. I also don't use shield to look around corners enough. I do that a lot more now.
Yeah, I got killed by a Brigitte doing that earlier on Nimbani quite a bit.
That was sort of just lost puppy syndrome for me there.
And what do you mean by lost puppy syndrome? Does Leia
there's
get
a
lost
lot of
or-
shit going
Oh,
on.
you
I don't
tried
really have a
so
purpose.
hard to put that Rhine in the pit. I can respect that. I can respect that.
So we got rolled pretty hard on this defense, and like obviously my mission was a complete disaster, and then they got a big ult advantage off that. I think we also wasted like 2 grabs, or we didn't combo dragon and grab properly at all. So they just like sort of rolled off of having better combos. But I think on our attack, we kind of fixed it.
Okay, so what goes differently on the attack here?
I think we combo better, and that alone just sort of rolls in. Rolls up, rolls the phone, Rolls Royce.
Oh, sorry about that.
What's wrong with licking butts? Oh God.
That's a valid question.
Okay. I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but there's some things that are questionable with it.
Oh man, just because you don't like it, there's no kink shaming here either. God, you really don't know the rules of the channel, do you? Tisk tisk, not doing your homework.
I guess it depends on the butt. I mean, how recently did they drop a load? Then there's more questions to be asked. That's what I mean by questionable. How prepared was the situation?
The situation has to be correct.
Correct. Whose butt was it? That's another question.
Okay,
If it's
now you're
like-
overanalyzing the butt licking.
I don't know.
So
I think you're overanalyzing my overanalyzation.
possible. Now a lot of people feel that Brigitte is way stronger on attack than defense. Agree? Disagree?
I disagree. I think she's stronger on defense.
Really? And why is that?
Because on defense, she's got a lot of opportunity to shut down plays, such as bashing a Hanzo that's about to dragon, such as setting up Earth Shatter combos that completely shut down a push where they waste ults. Versus on attack, it kind of feels like you just have to force yourself into them, and you end up feeding a lot more. I can see her impact like feeling low. Like her natural impact, I think, is higher on attack, but her like playmaking possibility is higher on defense, in my opinion. Which I guess makes it like a 50-50 effectiveness on both. Because I think playmaking potential is like more important, or at least as important as just like overall impact as a hero. So that was just hard
So
feed
what went
right
wrong?
there.
You didn't find anything on the flank. You couldn't get the E on your Reinhardt. Put it on your Zarya instead.
Yeah.
What should you have done differently
And then I went
there?
over aggressive. I should have just backed off. Literally just back off and regroup. Because if I backed up, I could have shielded my teammates as they back up, and then our next push could have come in like another 10 or 15 seconds faster. So I'm kind of hoping that their Hanzo like pokes through this room, and then I just kind of delete their Hanzo.
You really?
See, I'm when I play Brigitte, I'm always looking to like one-shot squishies. That's just my favorite thing to do.
Do you ever ask for damage boost in order to do that? Because of course your bash, like normal. What is it? It's whip and flail. Right?
So what my regular combo is smack, smack, bash, smack, whip, and that kills 200 HP targets. And it's pretty much impossible to react to the two smacks. Like if I catch someone off guard, like they're dead. There's
So,
there's no
smack,
amount of reaction
bash,
time.
Whip.
Smack, smack, bash, smack, whip. You have to put a smack between the bash and the whip.
Now isn't okay.
You need the 2 extra smacks to do the extra 60, because it's the extra 60 damage, so it's 210 up from 150 without the 2 smacks.
Do you think it's ever worth for somebody to damage boost to Brigitte, or is that impractical?
I think that's very low priority. There's other values. There's other targets more valuable to damage boost, such as a Hanzo that's breaking shield, or just healing people. Because like if you're gonna combo someone, you can get the 2 smacks in. If they're saved from 2 smacks and then the combo, they're gonna be saved from not having 2 smacks. So I went all the way around because I knew they had grab here. So I was like, I'm gonna not get grabbed, and then I'm gonna look to get a support again. Like that's just how I like to play Brigitte. I like to go for supports a fuck ton.
So here you're gonna.
I'm sure a lot of this is influenced by my tracer background. I just naturally,
you are
my
playing
brain
Brigitte
just goes,
much more like a tracer than.
And you can do that because she's so difficult to punish. You can just it's sort of like how Tracer you blink away to safety. With Brigitte, you just shield away to safety, and there's nothing they can do. You have 600 HP shield in front of you.
Now, I would definitely consider this a more solo queue play style.
Oh, for
you
sure.
Have
I can't imagine this
on
working at all.
teams. So would you try and do this in a team setting? Wow, you
so
really
Ryan
do send
actually
them farther.
fell off right there. Yeah, so he didn't get knocked into the pit, but he got knocked so far that he accidentally stepped into the pit.
So here, are you going to do the smack, smack, smack? He just got
so yeah, so when I know they're like already getting damaged by other people, I'll just like remove a couple extra smacks. I call them smacks. I think smacks is a good word. Okay, right here. So okay, there's a Reddit clip of like a Lucio sitting in this spot and booping like 3 people into the hole, and that literally came into my mind. I was like, hey, I can do that as Brigitte. So I just did that shit, and then rally to get the movement speed boost to go back to my team and give them armor. So that's just playmaking example. Like, look for shit like that. Like,
and chat, take
environmentals
notes.
are
That's
huge.
the sort of stuff that even when you're playing on support, even when you're not Brigitte, those sort of playmakers are the sort of things that makes you climb.
Like if I was Lucio, like that would have been, if you're a Lucio player, that's the same thing you do. Like you just knock them in. So and that alone just completely rolled that, because I'm pretty sure that Reinhardt had shatter, and then they just couldn't take a real fight.
So they capped with 2 minutes left, but you had almost 4 minutes left on your caps. We're going extra rounds. So it's actually Let's go back to the team questions here. What parts of your playstyle would you keep if you were playing 6v6? And what part of your playstyle would you change, and how would you change it if you were on a team in Contenders Trials?
I'll update that as soon as I get the rest of my emotes done.
Honestly, the biggest difference is when you're playing on a team of 6v6, your DPS are more likely to go for those plays. So, for example, it's not so much like, oh, I can't go for these plays because it wouldn't work against a better team. It's I shouldn't go for these plays against a better team because I should assume the people that should be going for those plays on my team are smart enough to do it.
So
like,
you're not trusting even
Hanzo,
the top 500 DPS players to do the things that you're doing, so you're doing it on Brig, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So like if I have Overwatch League players on my team, for example, they are doing the proactive shit and I don't need to be. And if I do the proactive shit in addition to them, then it splits up your team too much, and you lose fights. So you just have to be aware of your team's positioning. And if your team is grouping like a bot group of 6, just, oh, we're all together, yay, then like fuck it, go do your own thing. So my team is like a magnetized ball of 5 right here that are just all slurping to each other. So it's like there's opportunity for a 6th person to split off, and since no one else is really doing that, then I do that on Brigitte. And I do the same thing when I play Zen. I've played a lot of Zen this season, and Zen, when you have the extra armor, even though it's only 100 armor now, it's still just as strong. You can go for those big flanks, and you can communicate with your team to bubble you out or your Mercy to pocket you out, and you can get like a quick right click in.
So there you use shield bash offensively, which is one of the rules that you very early on you said you didn't want to do, and you almost did get punished for it.
Yeah, so that's just like not thinking straight. Bad habit.
He's dead. Ooh. Who is SF bus driver?
Strong Fears.
I see him a lot, but
Widowmaker main.
So is this your fault? Your team's losing?
It's actually not. Believe it or not. Like, obviously I look like an idiot. Like, oh yeah, I'm just standing up here watching my whole team die. But in reality, my Zarya overextended and got punished by their Brigitte. If I was there
You could have bailed her out, though.
If I was there to E her, I technically could have bailed her out. But they shattered and grabbed our team. So it's like they had like a quadrillion ults, and I would have had to overextend in order to save my Zarya, which would have just given them more value. So now I'm just waiting for my team to push in. So he gets headshot. I was going to kill him. And then we just have like a massive ult advantage. Because they used all of their ults to kill my team right there. You didn't have like the volume, but they used like Earth Shatter, Graviton, Dragon. Like they used literally everything there to kill my team. So they had nothing except for Trance in this fight.
Would you have, if this had not been overtime in extra rounds, would you have played that differently?
Nobody expects to surprise Brigitte from behind.
Yes. So if this was, since it was overtime, the goal is to stop the card instantaneously.
Yep.
So that's why we take a fight in their spawn. That's why I'm standing right there waiting for my team to engage. If it was not overtime, we would not be taking a fight in their spawn. We would probably be taking a fight in the archway, where I would do the same thing. I would be behind them, except instead of just like kind of standing there and waiting to jump on top of them, I would continue walking to that little like catwalk area, and then I would drop out of that window behind them and do the exact same thing and try to snag one of their supports right off the bat.
Okay.
But again, like a really big thing was I stood there and watched my team die. I was going for a play. Oh, so someone in my chat clipped me smacking him, so, and they were like, watch it, and then I watched it, and it wasn't very interesting. That's a big spoiler. Fuck, what was I saying? So because I watched my team die rather than join my team die, I'm able to get an advantageous position behind them and just get a bunch of smack value in. And if my Hanzo didn't clutch the headshot on their Zen, I would have killed him anyways. So
that Zen was dead 2 different ways, and you just, Strong Fears got it for you.
Yeah. So there's like a jump hop thing. How'd the damage go through the bubble? The bubble popped right before I whipped. It broke very, very fast. He's trying to justify a bad play. Okay, wait, pause real quick. So that is
Slayer's going to defend his honor.
That is so insanely wrong. So you can call that a bad play, but it's not about whether the play was bad or good. It's about making the best out of what you did and transitioning out of that into getting value. I know it was clearly my team died and I could have saved my Zarya, and I could maybe. Man, I don't know. Like, what happened. It doesn't matter if the play was good or not. It's like I took advantage of the situation and I did what I could. Like that's what I fucking did. And it's like you can do that shit with any hero in the game. The fact of the matter is I was going for a play. Things didn't work out. The play did not work out. So I evaluated the situation, and instead of jumping in feet first and dying to, reset like a lot of bots would, I stood behind them and I waited because I knew they didn't know I was there, and I could get an advantageous position during the next team fight. So yeah,
Get fucking told, chat. Sit down.
It's
Oh man, chat's gonna figure out that you're easy to bait. Careful.
I am easy to bait.
Just while we have, or you cap this pretty quick, don't you? We'll do my intermission afterwards.
So me and Zen actually were going for a play there. We said let's go into the coffee room and bait in the Hanzo or bait in the Brigitte to like bash him. But then their Reinhardt came in and it ruined everything because XQC switched to Reinhardt and he actually knows how to play Reinhardt.
So now XQC's on it. Don't make XQC bring out his main.
Yeah, literally. So we get 2 picks with Hanzo, which makes this next fight really easy. Because we have those picks, I am immediately in hunting mode because I know they're not going to be in a position to see me going for a flank. So I'm making a play. I know their Zen and their Hanzo's dead. So my mentality here was I'm going to pick off the Zenyatta as he's spawning, but situation changes. I see Hanzo, he doesn't see me. I say fuck it, and I just
slam, bash, whip. There's a combo you talked about.
Instant kill combo. So this is the big fail. So I go, oh yeah, we got the kill. It's time to engage. But my team wasn't even there, and my Reinhardt was dead. What I could have done instead was kill him, wait for the cooldown, drop behind them, kill their Zen, and then we for sure would have won the fight. But instead, I kind of no-brain just jumped.
You bought it out, and your E doesn't go on the right target, and XQC frags your Rein.
Right. The pole blocked me. That pole blocked my whip.
And then you cancel the Guardian Angel. Nice. You were waiting for the Guardian Angel to...
Well, I was more or less just body blocking her, because even if I was standing in the way, the Guardian Angel wouldn't have gone around me.
And you win. So
we actually don't yet.
Oh, right, because you have to actually...
They have like 100 ults. That's their dragon.
Okay. Interesting. What? They didn't use Grab Dragon together?
We don't need to commit to that. Why did we
And then we waste trans. It was just like a complete mess. And I was like yelling at my team, please don't use your ult. Please don't use your ult.
Oh my god, they actually took cart back from you.
Yeah, so we still have Grab Dragon though, so we win anyways.
Grandmaster, by the way.
So here, I'm looking for the one shot behind them. I immediately recognize I will not get the one shot and I back up. When I see he has the pocket, the combo doesn't work. So instead of committing to it and risking getting bashed and killed, I just bash away. Stay alive.
What the fuck?
So we're going to be honest. Chat thinks you got carried. Did you get carried?
No, because I fed less than their Brigitte, and I made more of an impact than their Brigitte.
Fair enough. Okay.
And it's about outplaying your counterpart. I had a handful of high impact plays, and I had a handful of opportunities where I could have fed, but I didn't instead.
Okay. Vinhar, resubscribed tier 1 for 6 months in a row, says, hey, Jayne, congrats on being coach for Canada. Thank you. You're amazing. Just wanted to tell you that I'm 2 wins from Plat with a 71% win rate. And hey, 6 months. My new W is beautiful. Do enjoy the diamond keycap, my friend. And thank you for the 6 months. Who took my raisin soup with 100 bits says, you guys are over analyzing. Thanks for the 100 bits, my friend. Okay, so we're going to go find you a VOD to look at from the subscribers.
Dude, I think your chat's trying to bait me. I'm reading, and I'm just not feeling happy right now.
You're not. You can't let chat bait you. They know you're easy to bait. They're going fishing. They're going fishing. Don't fall for it. They're going fishing. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So we have a submission. The first comment on this submission is, I'm a Mercy main at 3550 SR on my main. The second one, the Brig game lasted 6 rounds and lasted close to 45 minutes. So let's take a look at these. Do you want to look at a Plat, a Diamond? So we've got the 3 SR of the clips that we were submitted. One was at 2500. One was at 3,000 and one was at 3,500.
Okay, wait. So, I'm sorry. So these are all Brigitte, right?
All Brigitte VODs, yes.
I kind of want to watch the 3000 SR one.
You want to watch the 3000 SR? Josh B.
Oh wait, 45 minutes. Okay, muck ass. Okay, never mind. Let's do the 3425 one.
Chat wants the plat one actually.
Oh, okay.
So jokes you don't actually get to choose because chat voted plat. Okay, it's a low plat Brigitte. Okay, you get to point out all the things that this Brigitte is doing wrong. You ready?
Okay, this guy says those plays would be huge.
You're getting baited. You're stop. You're getting baited.
Was OP.
You're getting baited. You're getting baited. Stop. Take a breather.
Dude, that's
you're trying to engage on Twitch chat. You're going to lose.
That's like Tracer would be bad if she was bad. Like, oh, okay. God damn it. All right, I'm done reading Twitch chat. You guys are all pranksters. If you guys aren't top 500, so shut up. Top 100. I'm sucking my own dick. It's very large and delicious. All right, let's get to the VOD before something goes wrong.
We're almost there. Keep reeling, chat. Keep reeling. It's a big one. We got a big one. You okay? You need a breather? You need to take a walk?
No, I'm totally good.
You're totally fine.
Let's watch the VOD.
Okay. Give us all the reasons this guy's not top 100 like you.
All right. All right. Let's see how much. Well, now you guys are going to see someone that feeds and doesn't make plays. Sorry, Nick.
Hello.
We're going to point out those plays that he could have made. We're going to point out the feeds that he shouldn't have done. Unless it's his team's fault, then there's not much to learn here. And if this is his team comp, monk ass.
Welcome to Plat. Skip ahead.
Alright, so we're rolling with the Bastion.
Oh, cute skin.
I hope we didn't roll with the Sim as well.
Dude,
honestly, Sim's not bad at the league.
You really need a Smurf. You need to go play in Plat. I would pay money to watch you play in Platinum.
Dude, I'm an account in Diamond right now, and I'm already ready to just never play on it again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Shot.
Stop the payload.
Here they come. Oh no, Reinhardt, I can't see anything through you.
Some good team chat. Okay, so I'm not a fan of this positioning at all. You're positioned with your Doomfist. There's not really anything you can do here.
Isn't this the same sort of position you were taking on King's Row?
Not at the start of the game.
So what's different? So when this Brigitte feeds, what makes it different from when you feed?
When I feed, I'm with my team, and we're losing a team fight based on usually ult advantage, or they just get more picks than us, and I wasn't able to make the plays needed, or no one else on my team was either. So right here, it's clearly evident that you're going for a play, but this is the wrong time to do it because it's a 6v6 situation, and the best times to go for plays are when it's 6v5 or when the other team isn't properly set up.
When it's 6v5 for who? You or them?
6v6. I'm sorry. Oh wait, no. Oh, for you. Okay.
So when you have
honestly, either way, you want to go for plays when you think they'll be out of position. When it's a 6v6 clean start right off the bat, everybody is in position except for you right now.
So you said you didn't like this position because the Doom was with you. Who instead of the Doom?
It's not because the Doom was with you. It's because you're with the Doom. This is a good spot for Doom to start. This is a good spot. Doom can go for a play here and he can get out alive. The thing is, if you go for a play here, your chances of getting out alive are like 1 in a gazillion because you're just jumping into their entire team. And Shield Bash is not as much of a get out of jail free card as Doomfist's abilities are. However, I'm going to say however, though, if you do drop on top in the next 10 seconds, everything I'm about to say is going to be wrong because your Bastion just killed their Pharah. So their Pharah just super hard fed, which automatically makes whatever you do much less likely to fail, even if it's the wrong play. But if your Bastion didn't kill that Pharah, you'd be like I don't know. If their Pharaoh was like properly playing with their team, not feeding, then there'd be so much pressure that you'd have an extremely hard time doing anything here. Like you can't drop. The only thing you really do here is armor up your Doomfist, and then you walk back to your team, which is like 10 seconds of you doing literally nothing.
We have a Widow. Watch out.
Exhibit A. So that, you gotta know your shield bash distance. You can't slide across the whole map. Ooh, very shaky mechanics. Not crisp.
Coming to you, Bastion.
Brigitte doesn't really require aim, though. What sort of, like, crisp plays do you want from Brigitte?
Never missing. Because she doesn't require aim, if you miss, you are, like, really fucking up. Like,
Gonna break this Reinhardt shield.
that's pretty much what I mean.
What do you think about this shielding for the Bastion?
Shoot Pharaoh.
Not a bad idea while you're waiting for the Rhine to get there. But, like, okay, I think it's a really good idea to shield in front of Reinhardt's to soak up damage just so they don't have to. Like, if their shield is breaking real quick, then you may as well use your shield and soak, and then by the time your Rhine shield breaks, you're going to have your shield back again. So it doesn't make a difference. You're just making your shields, like, your Rhine's shield last longer. So if you have opportunities to, like, get value out of shielding, then, like, go for it, basically. So that was a good example. So I like that shield. The shaky, like, when you're fighting that diva, you totally could have demeched that diva, but because you were swinging too far away, you threw in a whip shot that you just completely whiffed. And when you whiff a whip shot, it costs you a lot because you can fit like 2 swings in the time it takes to do 1 whip shot, so you can't miss them. And then your bash was also too far. And usually you don't want to just bash a diva just to bash them. You want to bash them when they start matrixing, or you want to bash them when they start flying away, because then it just shuts down those abilities. So you really fucked up fighting the diva. You really fucked up in the very beginning. You couldn't save the guy that got... I'm pretty sure your Rhine got killed. Maybe if you were there to armor him, or maybe if he got pinned, you could have bashed the Rhine that was trying to pin him. Like, there's a lot of things you could do to save your team. And in 6v6 situations and start of team fights, it's more important to sort of save your teammates than it is to, like, look to punish something. The only situation where I can see, like, standing on that upper ledge being beneficial is if, like, they have a Widow that just kind of walks into you and you kill them, or they have a Hanzo that walks into you and you kill them, or Tracer or Genji. But, like, it didn't happen, and you can't expect that to happen. So you have to do the thing that is more likely to work out. So starting out at the top didn't work out. You had a bad rotation. You didn't get value out of it, and then your team just slowly fell apart.
Ready for more. Okay. Form up.
The payload has
Teleporter online.
Push this Bastion.
You're taking a little too long on this rotation. Okay, so now they're starting to pressure you. You should have. That's against better players. You would have died there. You should be running away. So this is what I'm talking about. So you're out of position. You could stay alive here, and you can regroup and get to the next fight 8 seconds faster. But instead, you just kind of walked in, and you went full bot, and you just died for literally no reason.
Never
you
go full bot.
Yeah, that was full bot. That was full versus AI. Except you were the AI. Easy mode AI. So, yeah, you could have got back to your team, but instead your team is just slowly walking onto the point and dying. And if you're and you're contributing to it, dude, look at your position, man. You get out of here alive.
So other than, like, look at your position, yes, they're a bot, but how do we make them an advanced AI instead of an easy
You
AI?
have to wait for your team to walk in. So
I'm gonna pause since I think you're having a fucking aneurysm right now.
there's so much, like, going on that's a result of the mistakes that, like, it's hard to even, like, parse.
The mistakes of you, the team, everyone.
It's truly everyone.
You really have
like,
spent a long time in top 500.
It's true.
This is just
Forgive
so
me.
frustrating.
I've reviewed. This is my first Brig VOD that I've reviewed in a while. Tracer and, like, other like hit scan heroes, I'm a lot more comfortable reviewing those VODs because I've seen what other people do, and I, like, sort of know what you should do to transition out of those situations. But in this situation, as Brigitte, you just have to stay alive. Like, it's just the most similar mechanic to playing Brigitte and Tracer at a high level is the one single most important aspect to playing that hero well is being alive as much of the game as you can. So You just ran in and died, and then your team ran in after you and died. If you did not run in and die, then you potentially could have prevented your team from running in and dying. You at least would have been with them to find some type of value out of it. And then here, you should have died, but you got lucky. That Zen pressured you, and then the Pharah didn't notice you. And you actually pressured them out and saved your Mercy, so that was good. Your Symmetra is setting up some turrets. Not really sure what she's going to get with that. So that's lack of combo awareness. You could have done more damage to that Zen if you smacked him before you shield bashed. Never engage with shield bash on most low HP targets unless you know that you're going to finish them. Like if you can see the HP bar and you can say to yourself, I'm confident. If I go bash, smack, whip, or bash, whip, they will die. Then you engage with bash. But if you are not confident, then you have to smack first or you will get zero value out of it. And it is the equivalent of that entire bashing for no reason rant that I had earlier. You really want to avoid bashing for no reason. Every bash should get some type of value out of it.
I love how passionate you are about this. We'll keep going in a second, but we've actually completely lost control of chat. Chat is just
What
gone.
the hell's chat saying? Wait, what the? Would probably be silver if he wasn't boosted by playing Brig. Yeah, okay, chat. Yeah, okay. Only been talking 100 playing DPS.
You actually, that is the lowest quality bait physically possible.
I know, but I had to give in. I had to give in. If anyone in chat didn't know, though, I've been DPS main every season since this one, and I play Zarya and Hanzo. I was ranked 19 playing Tracer. I was boosted playing Tracer in a Tracer meta. I was boosted playing I don't know, fucking Hanzo in a Hanzo meta.
I pointed out how disastrous chat was because I wanted them to tone it down. But if you keep falling for like 2 out of 10 debates, I'm never gonna regain control of chat ever.
All right, I'm not reading chat anymore. Chat, I just want to let you know that I'm unbaitable at this point. I just turned off the baitable-ness of myself. Sorry, guys.
I don't even know how to fix chat at this point. I've never had chat out of control before. Shadow Tycho with 1,000 bits says, congratulations on being the Canadian coach. Do us proud. Yes, sir. Yes, I will do my best. Anygav, tier 1 for 2 months in a row, as well as GBW77 with 100 bits says, I can't wait until I hit top 500 so my feeds become making a play. I didn't read that before I said it.
I don't actually recall saying, oh yeah, that was a play when I feed. Every feed is either the result of a failed play or not going for a play in the first place.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second.
Dude, why is Brig? What? It's not even like Brig got nerfed. She's not even good anymore, chat. She's not even good.
We're just forfeiting this VOD and we're going to start again.
Hi,
chat. Good morning. How are you? So good to see you. We got a really exciting day for you. We're going to actually have Slayergramps come on stream to teach us some Brigitte. Ring, ring. Oh, hi, Slayergramps. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're here to learn some Brigitte. Now, let's jump right into the VOD. Now here we're just somehow magically in the middle of a platinum VOD playing Brigitte on Gibraltar. I'm just gonna play the clip, and you let me know if you want to, pause or talk about anything. Definitely not looking at chat though. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
A hard reset. We're starting from scratch. Okay. You're dead. We're respawning. We've got rally. They don't have a grav. They're not playing Zarya. Do you just rally as soon as your team is grouped back up?
With this team comp, I guess the only 2 people that matter are making sure you get armor on Symmetra and Mercy. Something I've learned over time playing Brigitte is you almost don't want to rally your main tanks like Reinhardt and Winston, because all it does is give them 100 HP that they get ult charge from poke damage. Like it's gonna get poked off. Like that's the fact of the matter.
Uh-oh.
Mercy died. Oh god. Okay. Anyway, so
let's
like, I
talk
hope that
about,
makes sense.
You glazed over an extremely important topic, right? The disproportionate accumulation of ultimate charge. That's
Yeah. I saw you talk about that in like some anti-cheese thing.
Yes,
with
yes,
card
we did.
queue. It was like a big topic. So that's a very real thing to look out for when you're playing Brigitte and when you're rallying. So when you rally your tanks, like your main tanks, like you just got to think about like, are we going to get value out of the armor, or are we just going to feed? If you give everyone on your team armor that's 600 armor, that's just 600 HP points of ult charge for the enemy team that you don't get back, and it's your entire ultimate ability. So it's like, how do you get value out of your ultimate ability without just making your own ultimate ability giving the enemy team ultimate ability? The thing is, you only armor up the people that are important to armor up. And as you saw in the last match, I just sort of armored up my Zarya just to armor up my Zarya. So like Zarya is a very key hero to armor up because it allows them to be way more aggressive into the enemy team Zarya. And in a meta where Grav versus Grav speed is like crucial, that helps a massive amount. Armoring up your Zen helps. Like, all it really prevents is him from getting headshotted. Like, if a Zen's going to die, he's probably going to die, is the fact of the matter. He's not going to get killed by poke damage, but, like, Zens don't usually die from poke damage, which is why I favor Zarya over Zenyatta, because the situations that Zarya needs the armor is, like, heavily outweighs the situations where Zenyatta needs the armor. But Zenyatta is, like, your number 2, because if you're choosing, like, Zenyatta or Mercy, like Mercy's, it's the same thing. The armor's just going to get chipped off, and it's not really going to do a whole lot. It could save her from being like dived by a Winston, but who runs Winston in like 2018? They have a Diva, which it could also protect your Mercy from. But like, anyways, armoring 200 HP characters, it helps a little bit. Armoring shielded characters, it helps a solid amount. Armoring tanks does almost nothing except for feed ult charge. If you're doing a very fast engagement, then it's okay to armor up your entire team because you will get value out of it if you're just rushing into them. Using your ult during team fights, I think, is very undervalued for her ult. Everybody likes to jerk off to like how, oh yeah, use it between team fights. It's so much more good earlier. But that's just not the case anymore, especially with the 50 health nerf. It's strong during team fights. So like, this is the mechanic of Brigitte's ultimate, if any of you don't know. So Brigitte's ultimate gives you 30 armor per second for 10 seconds. And those happen in 15 armor ticks every half second. So it used to only take 5 seconds of your ultimate to give someone that 150 armor that they get to keep forever. Mm-hmm. Now it only takes like 3.75 seconds to give someone that 100 armor that they're going to keep forever. That's still 6 seconds of armor generation that is going completely underused if you're using it between team fights. That's why the only real situation to use it between team fights is like those high value armor targets that you think are like going to be able to take advantage of that. Other than that, it really is better, in my opinion, to use it and then like charge into a team fight.
So
how I used it,
3.75 seconds before the team fight starts. Optimally.
Yeah. That's if you're looking for the optimalization of the optimal use, then that would be optimal. 3.75.
Bench mob with the 500 bits says, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Give a man Slayergramps, feed him for a year.
What the hell? Wait. That's pretty clever. I haven't heard that before.
Not even mad.
I'm gonna try and handle this.
I didn't even watch this team fight. I don't know what went wrong. But it looks like something went wrong. If I had to guess. Oh, you tried to armor your Winston, but you pressed E too quick, so you armored your Mercy.
What is
E's? You did it again!
What is E's travel time?
What's that?
What is the travel time of Brigitte's repair pack? Because it does have a travel time.
Almost instant. It's like, I think it's comparable to like Discord Orb. I don't worry. It's probably like half the speed of Discord Orb, but Discord Orb is like really fucking fast. It's pretty fucking quick. The most annoying thing about E is like, there are some strange mechanics where if people lose line of sight between the time where your client saw them and the server decided you couldn't see them, then your E just vanishes. And that's really frustrating.
Does it go on cooldown as well?
Yeah, it goes on cooldown.
Oh, that's an annoying bug.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big bug with her at the moment. So if that happens, you just go, rats, and you move on because you just wasted an E. Or like, you didn't waste it, the server made you waste it.
So you don't really take into consideration the travel time of repair pack? You don't think that's a...
Never. No, I just E the people that need to be E'd. But you gotta look at them. Sometimes, like, if there's a lot of shit going on, then I take the extra second to make sure my E is actually going to the person that I want to give it to. So you just E'd your Bastion. So this is a really big point. Okay, huge point coming up. Big pause.
Coming up or going back? Do you want me to play it again?
I mean, no, right here. So
literally right here. This is the worst possible frame we could have paused on.
But
I'm gonna go back and you're gonna tell me to pause, okay?
Okay. Pause. Okay. That Bastion has 75 HP of shields and a bunch of armor that he got from your ultimate. So Brigitte's armor goes on top of any other type of armor in the game, including... Actually, I don't know about armor packs. If you E someone with Brigitte and then they get an armor pack, does that go under or on top? I don't know. Worth testing. But, okay, that doesn't matter because that almost never fucking happens. But shielded targets are a big thing to look out for when you are choosing armor up targets. So you're tossing an armor at this Bastion because he's about to take damage because he just used his ultimate. He has 75 HP of shields, which he's going to lose before they get to the armor, and he's also being pocketed by his Mercy, which is going to heal the shields before it gets to the armor. This means that there's like a 90% chance that he's going to lose the armor before like they can even damage it. So it's just like a complete zero value E, and this happens a lot with Zarya's and Zenyatta's.
Can't you make the argument that he's ulting, he's going to be focused, he's probably going to need it?
No, because you're only giving him 75 armor. If he actually is going to need it, you may as well wait for him to take the damage necessary and then get 150 HP of healing charge.
Okay. Anything else?
So this is relevant. Obviously, like, it's a Bastion with a shield generator, so like that doesn't happen very often. But this point is relevant towards healing Zarya's and Zenyatta's. When a Zenyatta is missing 50 HP, it is not worth it to use your E on them, like, at all. You want them to be missing like almost all of their shields before that E becomes valuable, because the armor is just completely useless when you're healing a Zenyatta because the shields get damaged before the armor. It's the same thing with Zarya. If a Zarya is only missing 100 HP, okay, well, the argument can be made, if they're missing 100 HP or more, then it's likely valuable, because then you're at least healing them for 100. But if you want max value, you want to heal them for 150 or more, so that they have to be missing 150 HP or more to get the full ult charge and to not give them overflow armor that isn't even going to be damaged. So when you're E'ing Zarya, it's much better to wait for them to be down 150 HP in shields before you toss them an armor pack, because the armor overflow is not going to do anything, basically. It goes away after 3 seconds. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. I over-explained that. Sorry.
That was good. I think people understand it.
Okay. Wait until people are low health before you E them, basically. Don't E them on a whim. Oh, man. If he wasn't nanoed, you would have lived that, too.
Also, thank you to those in chat who are giving me well wishes about making coach. I appreciate it.
Pog Jam.
How much health is each health bar? 25.
Gotta regroup for this one. We have some time.
It's 25.1, actually.
Kill this Ryan.
What?
No, it's not, actually.
Oh.
I debated you.
Ryan.
Gotcha!
Man, he's the master debater.
Alright, now we want to
Okay, this is a bit awkward.
Okay, wait.
What would you have done in this situation?
Okay, wait. Restart. I lost a little bit of focus here. Let's see what goes on.
Only a little bit. Okay.
Regroup for this one.
Okay, so you have no teammates. Brigitte, don't walk out by yourself. Is key. Okay, you waited for your Winston to walk out. That's good. Okay, you insta bashed, which is bad. You don't want to bash instantly because you're not going to get value out of it. He's going to be unbashed, and it's like smacking a non-bash Reinhardt. If you held onto your bash and then you bashed him during this pin, you could have had a lot more potential.
Okay.
Run. Focus him.
So you're smacking. He gets killed. Nice.
This team fight, let's push in.
Oh, he's trying to bash the Genji.
So the Genji is definitely not bashable in that situation. And then the Genji ults and the Pharah ults over your head. So wasting your bash there, I don't know. Like that's a tough one to be honest. Oh, see if you smacked her. So another thing, real quick, if you pause. So the combo goes smack, bash, smack, whip. However, you can mix it up because you can go smack, bash, smack after the bash, and then if they fly away, you can whip them from a distance. However, it requires more aim and precision because if you miss the whip, then the entire combo is ruined. And certain situations like that can be relevant if you don't have like, if they're gonna like fly away from you or something like that. I don't know. Like you can mix it up. You can mix up the order, but it might make landing the shots a little bit more difficult. Particularly the whip shot, because that's the only part that like takes any type of mechanical skill.
Okay.
So then you kind of just die on cart. You should have shield. Whenever you're stalling on cart as Brigitte, you never go for swings. You just hold your shield because it increases your effective HP pool.
Anything you could have done there differently?
You could have technically bashed to the point because you had your bash up, and then you could have just sort of shielded and tried to shield as much damage as possible to stall for another second.
So general thoughts about that Brigitte player. What is the main thing that they need to change?
Just complete unsurety about what to do and where to be at all times in all situations, and then also a lack of...
Did you just say unsurety?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also poor mechanics for Brigitte is like a red flag. I don't know what hero you played before you played Brigitte, but like, I mean, as chat knows...
So are you talking about mechanics like, yes, they
boosted.
missed a few swings and whatnot, but you're talking about mechanics also in knowing your combos.
Know your combos and almost never miss a swing. Like, it's like borderline unacceptable to miss a swing with Brigitte because it's so easy. That's the thing that I'm like trying to get across.
So ironically, one of the best pieces of advice for this player is group up, don't feed.
Group up, don't feed. Don't fuck up your bashes like you do a lot. Don't use bash for no reason. Like it's almost like the full spectrum of things to work on, which I think is kind of good because it means you can just focus on one of those gajillion things that you're doing wrong at a time, and you'll become better like exponentially rather than like only having one thing to work on and then having to grind that. I think is like more boring, and instead you have options to choose of all the things you're doing poorly.
Okay. For the people who are just joining us here now and weren't here at the beginning, can you kind of do your intro again? Who you are, why people should care about what you have to say, and where they can find you on Twitch and Twitter and whatnot.
Cool. Oh man, dude, I'm reading chat again. I'm just not happy. pronounce Brigitte correctly. I could pronounce it correctly, or I could keep pronouncing it incorrectly to debate chat and make you say that.
Your goal is to be a streamer and you get baited this easily. That is impressive dedication, my friend. When are you streaming next?
What?
When are you streaming next? You said you're streaming tonight, right?
Yeah, probably later tonight.
What time?
I usually stream around my streams usually start around 8 to 10 PST.
8 to 10 PST. Okay.
But I'm trying to peel that back to like a 6 or a 4 start.
I'm excited for you to stream tonight. I really.